All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Can I get a good morning from anyone's here? Good morning, where you're from. I'd like to say good morning to you guys. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you can join me today, and hopefully we'll get some good action today. Not gonna lie, when you see something like this yesterday, it's kind of I don't know, boring. It's very hard to trade this, in my opinion. Very little room to scalp in this trading range. So hopefully today we'll get something a little bit better. I mean, it was at all-time highs, making new all-time highs, and so tends to be a little bit grindy in these areas. But man, touched perfectly the 240 SMA, bounced off of it, coming back to the 240 SMA. So let's just set up the charts right now. Good morning, good morning. North Carolina, nice. WA, that's Washington, right? Good morning from Chicago. Isn't it early over there? Good morning, everyone. Mr. I like McConaughey. Oh, so yeah, if you're new to the channel, before the session begins, I'll go a little bit over what we're trying to do here. This is my small account journey, and yeah, and I like to journey with the community here, and so I'm trying to do some live streams with you guys, and um, yep, and on this channel we trade only one single setup, and we trade pretty much only one single instrument. We trade the setup, the price action setup, called a two-legged pullback. It's a setup that looks like this: first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and we like to enter into the second entry right here. And we can do it this way as well, call it ABC pattern, and the next A leg, we like to enter here, and this is what we call second entries. And these second entries work. They're such a high probable trade because the psychology behind it essentially is the market tries to reverse, and then gets like an entry, and then it reverses again and fails the second time on the reversal. On that next reversal, essentially all two-legged pullbacks are actually traps, if you didn't know that. All two-legged pullbacks are actually traps for those who think the market's going to reverse. And so you have typically a previous trend like this, and then the market thinks it's going to reverse, and so they try to go long here. And then when it reverses on them from here, they call the second entry, they get trapped out. And so, actually, if you didn't know, two-legged pullbacks are traps. So that's why they work so well. And typically traps, if it's a proper two-legged pullback in the right context, and these second entries trigger very quickly. Good morning, Yoshiaki Furukawa. Thank you for being a member. Glad you can join us. I'm guessing you're Japanese, and I have no idea what time it is over there. It's probably about 12-hour difference, so probably good evening to you. All right, so quick question here. Okay, wow, good morning from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you. Thank you for joining from Germany. That's amazing. That's crazy. You guys all from the States. Welcome, welcome. So Matthew Grandison asks, what chart settings am I using? Well, just maybe from the beginning. I'm using NinjaTrader as my platform. And I use a 2K chart, 2000 tick chart. It's a tick chart, not a volume chart, a tick chart. So that means every transaction is one tick. Not every contract traded is one tick. Every transaction is one tick. And so it's agnostic to how many contracts there are in each transaction. Doesn't matter. It could be one contract, it could be 10,000 contracts. Just one transaction is a tick. I also use the 10K chart for, sometimes I trade it if it's a good setup. the 5-minute chart as well. So I like to use a couple of these charts here, but mainly the 2K chart is my bread and butter. And you might ask, why do I use the 2K chart? Well, mainly because not only does it work pretty well in terms of time, and you need a tick chart that matches or at least makes enough room for a scalp. And so the 2000 tick chart typically on average the bar size is enough to make a scalp. But also, for those who do not know, the two-legged pullback, a lot of people ask me where did I learn this strategy from, and I give credit to where credit's due. I learned it from two people. I mean, the two-legged pullback has been around since the beginning of stock trading, but the two people who teach it, it's Mac from Price Action Trading System and also Al Brooks. And so check out their channels, check them out. Mac. And so I say that because a lot of the people who follow this channel actually are students of Mac, and so that's why I like to trade at 2K, because a lot of them trade at 2K, and so I like to trade where my audience trades, and so it's a big reason why it's a 2K chart. That's another reason as well. All right, market opens in about 1 minute. We've been developing a trading range, basically not the entire night session, but yeah, pretty much the entire night session. It's been a trading range, so let's see what happens here. We are currently in a downtrend, but these trading ranges typically fail to break out. Good morning from Romania. Wow, good morning to you guys. Yeah, if you want to know more information on the setup, you can check out the description below, and there's playlists on how to count legs and how to identify two-legged pullbacks. Oh yeah, so it's a 2K chart, and also I use essentially 4 indicators. The 20 EMA, which is this solid blue line, the 240 SMA, which is this dashed line, and also a custom indicator that automatically counts legs and identifies second entries. And so whenever you see a dark green number to the right here, that means the next reversal will be a second entry. And so when you see dark green numbers above or dark red numbers above and below the candles, it also means that these are second entries. And so, for example, if I show you right here, this is a second entry. So you got two-legged pullback. First pullback, first entry, second pullback, and second entry, good candle with a good signal bar. And so that's right off the 20 EMA, so that's a pretty good. Too bad I'm not awake at 3:30 in the morning, so I didn't see that trade. But that's a dark green number right here showing you that this was a second entry. But the indicator also shows you the upcoming leg, if it will be a second entry or not, and also the leg count with the number here. So market is opened. Let's see here. We got a double bottom, but this could be a reversal pattern. As you can see, we got lower lows here. So we have a low here. So we're in this channel. So you have a double top here, a lower high here. Sorry, not a lower low when I said before. I meant lower high. Lower high here. Also, actually, the lows are exactly the same. So we could be at the bottom of this channel here, or this could be a reversal. And so this is kind of the question you got to ask yourself. Are we going to be in trading range, or is this going to be the beginning of a reversal? How do we answer that question? Well, we look at the price action. What's the price action telling us? We have this currently, and as you can see, as we got close to the bottom of this channel, the momentum of this downtrend starts to slow down. We start to see bull bars within the bear bars. And so you can see that there are some buyers here. Brian Davila, thank you for the $2 donation. Do pandas drink beer? You know what? Mostly whiskey, actually, Japanese whiskey. That's what pandas drink. All right, so we got chop here, and I'm really hoping that we can get like a good stream with, you know, 2 or 3 good scalps. But lately, the market has not been showing me some the setups that I like. Been mostly choppy. Ryan is here when Matt is not streaming. Is that trades by Matt? Oh, also yeah, I'd like to give props to trades by Matt. He helped me a little bit on setting up the stream. You know, that's what I was doing on my break, trying to set up a stream, trying to think of the new series, and ask a couple questions, and he was kind enough to answer them. We do have an H4 failure here, right around the 240 SMA, right at the bottom of this channel. But the downtrend is pretty strong. As you can see, we've been trading underneath the 20 EMA for a while now. One, two, three, four, five non-bull bars in a row. Decent signal bar on the H4 at the bottom of the channel here. I would like to have a higher low setup, which looks like this. This is a higher low setup, and I would like this. I prefer this over what's being shown now. Thank you for becoming a panda, Robert Peebler. Appreciate it. Enjoy your badge, your two-legged pullback badge, and also your emoticons. And check out the emoticons. Put in the chat what your favorite emoticon is. Oh, bro. Man, well, Matt is actually in Central Time, so he can drink beer. I'll be drinking beer around 9:30. Do pandas? I think I've seen that guy around. I think I've seen him around. So we lost our higher low entry here, the two-legged pullback or the second entry, but we can still do a higher low setup here. Mac would consider a higher low setup here. In my opinion, I think he would. But that was a decent trade to take. H4 failure, as you can see with the 4 with the magenta box. That means there's been 4 pushes down in a row without one single bull leg breaking the previous pivot high. And so this is where we get the H4 failure. Oh man, even if I drink a beer, I don't think you could really see it with my avatar. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Yeah, if you're a member, show up your, throw up your favorite emoticons. Also, if you enjoy this content, helps a lot if you like the video, subscribe. The more interactions, the better. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you are not just, that you don't just have this stream on your computer, but you're actually interacting with it. Not a bad two-legged pullback right there. I could have considered that. Pretty good signal bar, but I was waiting for the higher low setup, which is a higher probable trade, especially in a trading range. And so a lot of people get tripped up. You gotta always ask yourself this question. Whenever you're trading, you gotta first answer, actually before you even see a two-legged pullback, is what market cycle are you in? Are you in a trend or a trading range? And from the price action, look at how crazy this bear bar is. If you didn't know the market cycle and you saw this bear bar, like if this is all you had in the chart up to this point, you automatically think, oh, this is breaking down. This is going to go down forever. But it's because you fail to realize we've been choppy this entire time, and we have been in basically a trading range. So the market cycle is a trading range. But so these big kind of breakdowns that you see typically are just bear legs in a trading range, and they're pretty violent, pretty strong typically. So the reason why I drew this trend line like this. So that being said, I know this is a lot of education for anyone watching. But yeah, I mean, if this was a higher low, it's because it broke down. So basically on trading ranges, you actually want to trade counter trend. You actually want to fade when it gets to the bottom trend, you actually want to fade the trend. You want to go opposite of the trend. And so most people say the trend is your friend, but that's only a trending market. The trend is your fiend in trading ranges. Well, look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bull bars in a row. And so when you see buying pressure like this could add to the case that we might break out higher. The previous trend was an uptrend, and the market typically will go along, resume the previous trend. And so on trading ranges, what you like to do is you can take this. What you want to do in the trading range, this is how you trade. This is how you trade trading ranges, and you can find this on Albrook's website as well. Major trend reversal. What has to happen first is you have a downtrend. In this downtrend, after it breaks the downtrend, right? This is showing the traders that, hey, there are bulls here and we are not cool with this trend. We're going to break it. So they're breaking it, letting the market know, hey, there are buyers here, there are bulls here. And when the market comes back down to retest this low here, as you can see, it retests this low, essentially creating a double bottom, good signal bar. And not only that, you have a two-legged pullback within this retest. So this retest had a two-legged pullback in itself. After this retest, good signal bar like this was a decent trade, but the more probable trade is this higher low second entry. So this is why I was waiting for a higher low. You like to trade higher lows when it comes to trading ranges. So hopefully, first question you must ask, are we in a trading range or are we in a trend? There's only two answers to that. What market cycle are we in? There's only two possible answers. Once you answer that question, then you can adjust your strategy. If you think you're in a trading range, then you look for these reversals near the bottom of the trading range and near the top of the trading range. But if you're in a trending market, then you want to find two-legged pullbacks off of any touch of a trend line. So, for instance, you had this insane uptrend. At this point, you had the trading range this entire day. And when we start to break out and make two legs above this trading range, you're thinking possible breakout, possible uptrend. And now you have this, essentially this uptrend channel here. And with this uptrend channel, you can trade it in many ways. You can trade it every time you touch it, but these are essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10, 11 traps in a row. That's insane, in my opinion. About actually 8 traps in a row. And so on trending markets, you want to trade with the trend, of course. So you got to answer that question. How do you know what market cycle you're in? Well, you got to read price action, and hopefully we can do that on this channel, and we can do it together as a community here. All right, as we wait for a setup here, now we're heading back to the top of this channel. I'm gonna get rid of this. This was a measured move from yesterday. Just keep this here to show anyone following. We broke this trend and we reversed. So the question is, I do not know if we're gonna break out of this yet. I'm speculating as much as you guys, but as you can tell, look at how many bull bars there have been, and the pullback for the bear bar is very small. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So out of 11 out of the last 12 bars were non-bear bars. You got to take that in consideration as you zoom up to the resistance here. You got to realize there's buying pressure here. Even though we are in trading range, there's immense buying pressure at the moment. How do I know this? Because look at this. Common sense can just simply say, yes, just look at this. But when you're reading price action, you see bull bars ending near their highs. Every pullback, this pullback couldn't even break the previous candle's low. This pullback that did break the previous candle's low, broke it only by about 2 ticks and then reversed. And so the pullbacks are small. So we see that there's immense buying pressure here going right into resistance. Hibiki is nice. Yamazaki is obviously the king of Japanese whiskey, in my opinion. Someone asked Hibiki question mark when I answered the question. Do pandas drink beer? I'll drink some whiskey for you one day maybe. Maybe if we get 200 likes, I'll take a sip of whiskey. 9:30 in the morning. Also, so I have the two-legged pullback indicator, but also the trading range indicator, which is this green and red line. These are mapped automatically on the charts, and it's a trading range indicator. You can find both these indicators at www.twologgedpullback.com. If you think you're going to just make money because you have the indicator, I will tell you right now, I'll warn you right now, that's not going to be the case. This indicator is simply a tool. It's a tool, and the tool is only as good as the one who wields it. So just because you give someone a hammer doesn't mean they can build a house. I would highly recommend to learn the strategy, and then the tool can be an assistance for you. You know, it's very good when you can find two-legged pullbacks without having to count legs. It'll do it automatically for you. And the trading range indicator also is helpful, using price action to identify the ranges. So you see how it touches this top of this trading range? There is some resistance here, but because of the immense buying pressure, it just breaks up. You know, people went short here, if you think about it. People saw this trading range, and then they went short here. You can tell because you have dojis here. Thank you, Mazar Ali, for coming a panda. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Enjoy your badge, your two-legged pullback badge, and also check out the emoticons. Throw up your favorite emoticon when you get a chance. I'll throw the emoticons up for you guys. These are the custom emoticons you guys can get. You know, if you're going to support the channel, might as well get a small little perk like this to make things a little more interesting when following the channel. And so, because of trading range, typically trading ranges, they have failed breakouts. So this tried to break out, and then you saw it matched with a bunch of bears. But in my opinion, this is a terrible signal bar to go short in, even though this is a two-legged pullback. Crazy, but it is a two-legged pullback. You see this? Two-legged pullback. Two pushes up. Top of the trading range, but terrible signal bar. In a sense, you might want to look for something like this at this point. Immense buying pressure. All right. Thanks for the panda. That's the wow panda. That's the emoticon when you got a setup that you're looking at. I'll try to throw that up if I see a setup I like. The first emoticon is obviously when you win. You know, you gotta celebrate by making it rain. Second panda is you're waiting for a setup, just waiting around. Third panda is a loss. Fourth panda is, yep, you're watching the charts. And the last panda is rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers for bad trades. Anytime I will say this is a potentially bad trade and it actually proves to be bad, I'll throw up the rest in peace emoticon for you guys. Yeah, again, it looks like an uptrend. You do have very strong bull bars here, all ending near their high. But look at, we're in this channel. So you got to be wary of this channel. We could break above it or we can bounce off of it. Typically, the bull and bear bars in a range are very strong. So you got the strong bear leg, bear swing, strong bull swing, pretty much matching, right? If you look to the left of the chart, it's pretty much matching the same distance here. If you look in a higher time frame, it's a little bit easier to see, but here's a trading range that we are in with a higher time frame. This is a 10K tick chart, and so the higher time frame shows that 1, 2, 3. Okay, this could be continuation. I would like a two-legged pullback here. I might consider a two-legged pullback here. but it needs to come down to the 20 EMA for me. All right, some members are asking questions. Sorry, I'm like focused on the charts right now. So if you're asking questions, go ahead, throw your questions up. I'll get to them sooner or later when the market gets slower. But I'm, it's open and we got the strong push up. And I'm looking for a two-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA now. So I threw up my emoticon letting you know I'm looking right now, watching the charts. What does it mean, the purple sign? Are you talking about the magenta boxes here, or not sure what the purple sign is? Let me know what the purple sign means. I'll try to answer that question, Uriel. He is a member, so appreciate the support here. Nate Knudsen is giving his analysis of the chart. He says, right now we're trying to break above a trend channel we've bounced against a bunch of times. It's formed on a 2K from the swing lows and major swing high from this last Monday. Very nice. So when you see these wicks like this on top of the bars, that's kind of telling you that the bulls are trying to continue this uptrend. And it's failing. They're failing every single time. Every single wick here is a failure, failed breakout. Okay, the magenta box means it's a trap. $20 minutes here. Market opened 20 minutes ago. Wow, that's a lot of lag. I hope the delay is not too much. Just to let you know that every stream is delayed. Trade at your own risk. Do not copy my trades. These magenta boxes are traps. So let me move this aside here. A trap is this. It's basically when a second entry fails. So you have this second entry. In the second entry, you expect it to make a point. But if it doesn't make a point, so this is the second entry right here, and reverses, it becomes a trap. Trapping those who went short here, basically reversing their position. And traps typically are very good setups in good context. So we're still waiting for this setup here, and we need to come back down to the 20 EMA. We at least need a second pullback. We haven't triggered a second pullback yet. We're still waiting for that. But notice how this pullback here is mostly sideways. Rather than a pullback that's going down, it's mostly sideways. Maybe potentially showing strength from bulls. But you also have all these failed breakouts. Every wick. So wicks are shadows on top of the candles. Tails are wicks, or tails are shadows underneath the candles. Okay, so we have a two-legged pullback now. I would love it if it came back down to the 20 EMA. Let's zoom in the setup here. I'm going to get rid of this. It's kind of creating noise. But as you can see, this broke the previous candle's low by one tick. Now it's continuing to go down. Let's see if we get a hit off the 20 EMA. That'd be really nice. So if you went long here, you have to worry about this high. The highs of these candles can act as resistance. It acted as resistance before, and so it can act as resistance again. So if you go in long here, you have not very much room to go long or to scalp out. Very little room. This is currently your signal bar. Currently terrible signal bar, but almost scalps you out. Almost gonna scalp you out. People, this resistance here. I wish you got a little closer to the 20 EMA. Hit the top of this here. Okay, so perfect scalp now. So I couldn't take that. It just was not close enough. And this is too much chop for me. It was just not close enough. Absolute scalp made. That's unfortunate. Didn't do exactly what I wanted to do, and so I had to skip that trade. Plus, barely enough room to get out. And so people did get out, and look how this candle ends right here. Look how it pops up, reverses. People made their absolute scalp, and they're getting out of their positions now. Yeah, streams are delayed. All streams are delayed. So if you're like, oh, this guy's behind, it's because stream. I think it's about delayed about maybe a minute. I'm not sure. A couple seconds, 30 seconds maybe. Someone asked, is there a key? Yes, you can toggle it on and off. If you look at the website www.twoleggedpullback.com, you can check out the tutorial section, and in under the tutorial section, you can see how what configurations there are for the two-legged pullback. And one of the configurations is that there's a little key. I can't show it because my head will be blocking it, but it shows up on the bottom left of all the numbers, the default numbers. You can change all the numbers to whatever you like, but the default, it shows you a key of all the default numbers, colors. Chaz, you gutsy man. But yeah, you see how risky that is. You know, people came up here and then they took out their positions. They covered. They took their profits. One scalp, right there. All right. Unfortunately, we could not get there. You know, it it might have worked now, but man, it in the future, who knows? That could. I mean, you could have taken that trade because of how strong this uptrend was, and you're expecting at least maybe one more leg up. But just seeing, you know, that was right there blocking it. You know, strong bear bars, failed breakouts every time. And so, if it came a little bit lower down to the 20 EMA and it had enough room to the top of this, I would have, you know, I would have really considered going in there. All right, so let me see. As the next setup happens, by the way, I'll probably end the stream around 10, 10:30, 10:45 maybe. Hopefully we can get a scalp in there. I'm gonna go and answer a couple of the questions from before. I was to focus on the charts. Welcome everyone. Again, you know, welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you can join me today. On this channel, we trade only two-legged pullbacks. We read price action and we use minimal indicators. The indicators that you see on the screen are indicators that help reading price action. Thank you for the subscription. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, if you like to support the channel, just like, subscribe. You could become a member. You could become a panda. You get a little badge and also exclusive emoticons. Hey, can you guys throw in the chat? How did you guys find this stream? I'd like to know the best way to, you know, get this stream out into the YouTube ether. Let me know how you found this stream. Let me know if someone sent you, or if you just searched it, or if you've just been a subscriber for a while and you started following. Word by mouth, whatever it is. Amara Gordon, thank you for participating, throwing in the chat. I know it takes some courage to throw on the chat your thoughts, and so appreciate that. Thanks for interactions. If you get the two-legged pullback indicator today, if you purchase it in the regular trading hours, typically within an hour, you'll get it licensed. There's a lot of questions here from the past. Let's see here. We don't have a setup at the moment. I mean, at this point, what are you thinking, boys? My pandas, my fellow pandas, what do you guys think? You know, you're thinking measure move, perhaps? Another measure move. This was already a measured move that was hit. Potential price target, another measure move. That will be incredible, man. There's no stopping this market. I mean, you simply cannot short a tight trading channel like this. And so this is a channel. It's a tight trading channel, and you cannot short this until there's a break of trend. So, for those who are considering shorting here, I would say I would highly not advise you to go short. So you see these spikes up is because the bears are too much pain right now, and they can't take those losses. Steve, if you're using the indicator and you feel like it's not tracking the same, check out the website. Email support at twoleggedpullback.com. They give you access to it, and you might need to download the newest version. While using one contract, you were using 5 before, was that sim trading? Well, why am I using one contract? Mainly because, yeah, I'm live trading, and this is a journey, and I want to do a small account journey with you guys, and I can't do 5 contracts on a 5K capital. And I wanted to do like a series where most people would be around, this essentially most people will be around this kind of capital when they begin. And so I want to start with a capital that's feasible for most people who are considering trading. If you can't, have 5K to have a starting capital, then perhaps trading is not the best thing for you right now, just because you need that capital to trade. And yeah, and so also, just from personal things, um, I'd rather just have a time where I can trade with you guys in the morning, and yeah, it is really personal. I mean, I honestly I had to liquidate all my capital. I liquidated my account, and so yeah, and so I wanted to say, hey, since I liquidated my account, there were other investment like opportunities for me, and so because I had to liquidate my account, I figured, hey, this is a good time to do a small account journey, and I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'd love to do it with the community here. So, but yeah, that was, man, that the 500 per day. That was probably, I was actually pretty shocked. I might have just been like, yeah, I could be super risky and just take out a huge loan, just to have large capital. But I figured either I can do that, you know, or have a small account journey with you guys. But yeah, that's the real. All right, so it's actually very interesting to see how you guys found this channel. Some of you guys had YouTube suggestions, some recommendations. Most of you guys seem like you guys came here from subscriptions, which is awesome. Thanks for subscribing. Oh, Chaz's journey, interesting. Researching Ninja Trader, then got to Michael Chin, and then got to the two-legged pullback, which came here. Yeah, I pretty much have the complete SEO on the two-legged pullback. All right, so members are asking questions. Let me prioritize these things. Mazhar Ali is asking how the bar counts are reset for an up leg in a downtrend. All right, so if you know the rules, you can look at the playlist. But for instance, you have this uptrend right now. When did the leg counts reset? The leg counts reset essentially if a pivot low breaks a previous candle's pivot low on the up. If you're trying to count the uptrend, right? That's what you're asking. So one thing you need to know about leg counting is there's always a simultaneous count on the upside and also on the downside. We do have a potential two-legged pullback here happening. I don't like how it broke underneath. I don't like how it broke underneath the 20 EMA. This could be a potential two-legged pullback here. Sorry, set up here. A, B, C. Something like this. And then so you were really banking on the fact that this is going to be an uptrend. When most of the time there are failed breakouts on these trading ranges, but let's see. We didn't get the two-legged pullback yet. I don't like these two strong bear bars closing underneath the 20 EMA. I don't like that. Sorry, I'm watching right now. All right, while this is setting up, I'm going to try to explain counting legs. So just know that for every single bar has a leg count. And there's always a up leg count and a down leg count. And the rule is for an uptrend, when you're talking about up legs, the up legs reset when the previous pivot low breaks, well, when the current pivot low breaks the previous pivot low. And so, for instance, it's kind of intuitive, but if you just look at this, we can say that there's two pushes up, right? This is one leg up and another leg up. So this is the first leg up, second leg up. If at any point in time this pivot breaks below the previous pivot, then you cannot say that there are two legs up. There is one leg up and then it count resets and another leg up. And so just kind of have like that kind of common, the intuition where, same with the down leg, you had two pushes down. And as long as this pivot doesn't break the previous pivot, which would be right here, then the count will continue. But anytime a pivot will break a previous pivot, and so I guess the big question is, what if there's many? What if it looks like this? When does a count reset? Well, the count doesn't reset until you get something like this. Then the count resets when the previous candle breaks, or the current pivot low breaks the previous candle's pivot low. Rory Tate asked an excellent question. And I think I'm going to make another video on how to count legs, like advanced counting legs, which is kind of funny to think about. But yeah, how advanced can you get with counting legs? But you have sometimes an outside bar that will trigger two reversals within one bar. Let me see if I can find one here. One second. We have a two-legged pullback setting up here. But as you can see, we broke this trend. And we're trying to retest the highs here. So this two-legged pullback is not something I'm looking for. It's not close enough to the 20 MA and not enough room to the top. That's not a two-legged pullback I like. I like it a little bit lower. Plus, you kind of had a retest of the top already. So you might be looking for a trap here and a failed breakout of this channel. I might consider a trap here actually, but man, that's, you're thinking you have a leg like this. You're thinking another leg like this. Measure move of this simple leg. You're thinking that's what you're thinking. Which is basically the bottom of this trading range created by the trading range indicator. But we are in a strong uptrend, but I don't know. 2 dojis in a row. That's too risky for me. The price action is too ambiguous for me to take this long. But we got pretty close to the 20 EMA. Another doji, 3 dojis in a row. This is a potential trap here, and also a second entry short. How's a second entry short? A, B, C, second entry short. Also, it fails second entry long, only made 1 tick so far. So you got both a second entry long and a fail second entry long and a second entry short, all in one spot at this magenta diamond here. Boy, I don't know, this is confusing because we're above the 20 EMA. We had a strong push up. Three doji bars in a row. That's too risky for me. This could make a point, but it's just too risky for me. We had the measure move up here. Typically act as magnets. Break of trend. Retest the top. I'm going to be cautious here. I'm going to sit on my hands on this one. I'm not going to take this two-legged pullback. Should I go short here? It's a question. Can I even go short here as well? I mean, this still looks like a pretty strong uptrend when I just look at it with my eyes. It could just be a small pullback and it's just going to continue up, but very interesting. I mean, you did find resistance right at the top of these bodies here. That's kind of why I didn't go long there. I didn't go long here because of this break of trend, retest the top. Man, I might go short here. I'm going to try to take this short here and then... but it's a pretty strong uptrend. Fail breakout. Strong reversal bar right here. Two-legged pullback on its own. A, B, C. I don't like these wicks though. I don't like these tails underneath here. Man, this is hard. This is hard in my opinion. $20 EMA still acting as support. Made a lower high here. This is confusing. And so even this reversal here couldn't make a point yet. I think the market's confused. I think there's a lot of bulls here still, in my opinion. I almost want to go long here if it hits this. Man, this is crazy. I mean, in a sense, you got a double top here. You have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits all in this one spot, acting as resistance. So the double top can be acting as your lower high, essentially. Should I go short here? I just don't like how it's like floating above the 20 MA. Typically when it floats above the 20 EMA like this, the EMA also is pointing upwards, pretty, a steep angle. And we, even with the steep angle like this, we're still not able to close underneath it. We had one close underneath it right here, but it's tricky. It just, in all honesty, it's tricky. Don't know. And I don't want to go long here either. There might be sellers right here waiting, as they have been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You can see that the sellers that there are a bunch of sellers here. Look at this bar. Can you guys believe this? 3 tick movement on 2,000 transactions. That's how confused the market is right now. Ooh. Ooh. If this hits here again, reverses, I might consider going short here. I might prime up my order right now. Actually, I'll come with a retracement if I can get one. Inside bar. Breaks to the upside. Making a lower high at the moment. Should I go short here? See if I can get a retracement here. No, I can't. This is too confusing. Too many dojis in a row. Outside bar, failed breakdown. What kind of price action is this? This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dojis in a row. I simply do not know what's going to happen here. This price action is telling me confusion, and so sit on my hands. It looks like it's going to make the scalp on the downside. Alright, it makes the scalp on the downside, on the outside bar reversal. I could have scalped out right there, but that was too much confusion, in my opinion. When you see a wick like this, these long wicks, or long tails underneath, that's a perfect scalp, by the way, if you came in with the outside bar reversal here. And so the previous question was, how do you count legs when there's an outside bar reversal? And right here we have an example of an outside bar reversal. We have a break up here, and with this break up, it essentially there was a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and then A. It breaks up here, but within the same bar, after it breaks up, it reverses and breaks below the bottom of this candle. See, that was a reversal. See, that's why rest in peace for those who went long right here. That's why you don't trade dojis. That's why you don't trade near the top of these ranges like this. You gotta wait for the two-legged pullback to come to your level. And so if you went long here on this two-legged pullback, rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to you. So, like I was saying, in this one bar, there's both a second entry and also then a reversal, a trap within the same bar. And so the indicator can count this if you enable the outside bar reversal function, but I typically turn it off. I don't have it on. I like to have it off. I like to manually do these if I were to do it. Albrook's also will manually do it, but I think Mac will actually trade these outside bar reversals. Typically calls them like hidden second entries, hidden traps, things like that. I know I'm unpacking a lot of advanced stuff right now, but people are asking these questions, so I'm just trying to answer it for them. All right, so we're bouncing off here near the bottom of this trading range. And bouncing off the top of these candles here. Strong reversal bar, two-legged pullback. Plenty of room to the top of the trading range. I don't like how this made a wick like that. So are we looking at a failed, double top now? Failed breakout of this channel, and are we gonna come back down here? Come back to yesterday's close, possibly. When you have a double top like this, but also notice with lower highs, there's also higher lows, right? You have a triangle here now forming. So with this triangle forming, typically you have resumption of trend. That's what we're thinking that's gonna happen. I personally would have liked it if it came a little bit lower before taking this long here. I like to hit the bottom of this trading range. So there's a two-legged pullback here. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. Top of this trading range, perhaps. I'm just worried about the failed breakout. When you have a breakout like this, typically these fail. More often they fail than succeed. Three bull bars in a row. Still in trap city here. Still in trap city. Still in trap city. That means this second entry is making less than a point so far. Starting to show some weakness now. Doji. Don't want to go short on this trap. I don't think so. I'm interested in going long here though. If this reverses, I'm going to go long here. Trap makes a perfect scalp. Higher low setup now. If this triggers, it's a higher low setup. Thinking we're going to come to the top of this trading range again. Absolute scalp now being made. Terrible signal bar. You cannot go long here. So that trap was successful. So again, actually you would have your stop right here. You'll still be in this trade. Anyone who didn't lose money on this trade because I told them not to, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. Yeah, those who got trapped out here, rest in peace, and yeah, thoughts and prayers. Trap made a scalp. I could have done this trap. I was really considering this trap, but obviously didn't take it. Now, after you see something like this, strong bull breakout, you're looking for a spike in channel of some sorts. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm thinking trading range or channel, or straight up major trend reversal. I like a double top somewhere now. If we can get it. Okay, we finally broke this trading range. Failed breakout. Failed breakdown. Huh. Doji bars. 2 doji bars in a row. Not my cup of tea. Don't like when there's 2 dojis in a row. Yeah, I live in a bamboo forest. I live in a bamboo forest in the East Coast. So this is why I would like something like this. High or low setup. And I'll be long here. I like how it reacted to the bottom of this trading range. I like how it came down, bounced off, and guess what? Actually tested the top of this trading range. So this long-term trading range, kind of overnight session, right? If I extend this, that's exactly where it wicked. Setting up my trade here, 1 tick above here. Exactly wicked right here. Bounce off of that support. Going in with a long entry right here. Try and go with the small retracement. Higher low setup right here. Second entry higher low setup. Whoa, whoa, it's getting kind of close. I don't want to trigger down here. Doji? What is this? Trend line that looks like this. Do we have enough room? Huh. Come back down. 1, 2, 3, 4 traps in a row. Incredible. I still think there's a strong presence of bulls here. This low, missed this low by 1 tick. Give me a decent signal bar here. Macro double top. All right, so the bulls who went long here, that, you know, rest in peace. That's why you look for the higher low setup, because you just got stopped out if you're a Macian. Thoughts and prayers to those who went long right here. That's why you wait for the higher low setup. Yeah, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Major trend reversal, lower highs. Failed breakout. Now the bulls are giving up. The bulls will probably buy at this at the previous day's close. If I get a nice signal bar around here, I'll consider it, but we'll see if we get down to that far. Yeah, when you get like 6, basically when you see a number 6 like this, that means there are 6 pushes down, and none of these pivots broke the previous pivot high. So you basically have a bunch of gaps. By the way, I trade the E-mini exclusively, and unfortunately, this whole mess right here was very hard to trade. And I'm sorry if you took your longs here. I'm sorry if you thought that this was an uptrend. It's just the market cycle. You have to consider the market cycle we're in, and we've been in a trading range for a very long time, and typically these breakouts fail. So for those who thought this trend will continue, yeah, I'm sorry. That's why I was hesitant. That's why I was very hesitant to go long here. I didn't want to take these longs here. Break of trend now. Break of the trading range. But this essentially has all of the requirements for a major trend reversal. I'm going to keep harping on this because a lot of people do not know this. But major trend reversal, essentially, talked about right here. We had a major trend reversal right here. We have another, basically it's this same thing, but on the other side and a little bit bigger. And the 3 things that need to happen for major trend reversal is this. You have first a trend line. You have a break of trend line. That's the first event. Break of trend line. Then retest of the highs, which is the second event. So you have a retest of the highs. Not only is this a retest of the highs, it's a retest of the highs with a 2-legged pullback. It's a 2-legged pullback to the retest of the highs. Not only that, it's a lower high than the previous high. And then you start to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits on this line. Yeah, see, that was nice. That's gutsy. So the people who got stopped out right there, man, they're so mad. They're so mad because they're like, oh, why did I put my stop loss 1 tick under here? Why can't I have a 90% probability with only, 1.5 points of risk? It just does not exist in this market. If you did a bye-bye money risk, 1 to 4 risk ratio, and you went long here, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Your stop will be down here, and guess what? You can at least come out break even, or perhaps even make a point if this goes higher. But this reversal makes me think we're gonna come to the top here again. Failed breakdown. I really wanted to come down to here, key area. Very hard to have guessed this would reverse like that, with a mediocre signal bar like this as well. Again, if you're new to this channel, this is my small account journey and I like to do with the community here. And yeah, we trade price action. And so you can basically consider this story time because I'm going to read you a story. And the words I'm going to read are these bars here. And I'm going to try to interpret these bars as best as possible as we go through the market. We try to find 2-legged pullbacks. All right, so we have a break of this trend line now. Now we can consider this measure move, I think. I think now if this starts to show me 2-legged pullbacks, I'll be very interested in going long. I could say, I'm much more confident this is a uptrend and not, we're coming right back up here. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, for those who have Mackian stop loss, you just lost out. But those who had an Al Brooks stop loss or a buy my money stop loss, you would still be in this trade and actually able to make your point. Top of the trade range probably act as resistance. You're going to see probably a stop here. At least a stop, maybe 1, 2 bars, but it could obviously blow through. But this is why you're seeing those wicks here. Now that all those bears are out, woo! Do you see that spike? Broken bears. Bears who basically, uh, you know, try to short the market anywhere down here. They're all broken here. Now I'm thinking I want a two-legged pullback. I want a nice two-legged pullback off the 20 MA. I'm gonna stay probably a little bit longer to see if we get this set up now. Just waiting at this point. There's my waiting panda. We're waiting here. I want to see a nice two-legged pullback. Notice that there are two variations of two-legged pullbacks. There's a two-legged pullback that looks like this. There's a two-legged pullback that looks like this. There's two types. One where the pivot low is above the previous pivot low. One where the pivot low is below the pivot low, previous pivot low. As long as this pivot doesn't break the previous pivot high, we have two legs. So I'm looking for a pattern like this right now, two-legged pullback. I'll just draw the two-legged pullback. I won't even draw the second entry. We're looking for a pattern like this right now to hit a key area, such as the moving average. And so this is how you trade trading ranges, right? This trading range broke below it and had a failed breakout. Typically, what happens is the original trend going into the trading range is an uptrend. What happens is that there's often a breakout to the bottom side, and that usually fails, and you want to reverse that. And now, when it breaks to the other side, the trend will continue. And so let's try to find a two-legged pullback here. I would like a two-legged pullback now. It's been long enough. Measure move. Gonna just measure this. Maybe similar to the one. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same as the previous one I made earlier in the stream. Gonna get rid of this, it's a little redundant. L4 failure or H4 failure? Why did you buy the L4 failure at the bottom? Well, on my count, it actually was 6 legs down, but if you started from here, it was a H4 failure or L4 failure. Yeah, my count was a 6, so because it starts from here, but if you started from here, that would be an H4. So plus, it was in the middle of nowhere, in my opinion. Signal bar wasn't that good. Decent. I would like to if it hit, yesterday's close. 240 SMA, something like that. But now we have this kind of definitive trend line going from here to here. Pretty strong, in my opinion, trend. We're just waiting for a two-legged pullback to set up now. Hopefully we'll get it. Notice, again, trading range indicator showing you exactly where we're finding resistance. These wicks are hitting the top of this trading range indicator, and it keeps getting sold. We're basically looking for the setup. Two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback, a strong uptrend. Let's go. Let's find it. If you're trading with trend, you don't need a higher low setup. You can have a higher low setup, but you don't need it. That's more for ranges. Because, for a range, you want the higher low setup because you just don't know. Once it hits the bottom of the range, you don't know if it's going to break through or if it's going to bounce off of it. So that's why the higher probability is the higher low or lower high setup. Look at this, the trading range indicator showing just perfectly where the resistance is. Came back up to touch it. Okay, so when you have strong bear bars like this, you kind of have to, reassess your premise. Yep, this is Ninja Trader. Sorry, I haven't been answering questions. I'm gonna go and read the members' questions first, and if anyone else, I might get to other questions, but I'm gonna go back and look at the members' questions because they have priority. So support the channel, become a member, support the channel, like, subscribe. If you'd like to know more information about these indicators, you can check out the official website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. You can find a link in the description. You can see also on the bottom right of your screen. The delay is 22 seconds. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. The info, what does this magenta trap for long or short? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but these are short traps, basically. Or long traps, but the traps trigger to the downside. These magenta boxes here. So the super signal tells you the upcoming leg, but the ones that are above and below the candles, those are the ones that already happened. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bear bars in a row, potentially. Okay, I'm gonna go through more. Yep. As Rich said, I have a video on my channel if you want to trade a price action of ES but want to have the exposure of the MES, the micros, which is 10 times smaller than the ES, which I recommend to do. Again, not advice, that's what I personally did. But yeah, you can find that on the channel. ES overlay. What is a good news ticker for announcements? Yeah, can someone answer my man, Kevin? What's a good news ticker? I think Ninja Trader might have one native. So Kevin Fennell's asking, can you talk about when you want to act on higher low versus lower low when going long? So in a trend, you basically don't care if it's a lower low or a higher low. You know, if you have a strong uptrend, say like this, and the market goes like this and makes a two-legged pullback to here, you know, you take that. Lower low doesn't matter if you're in a strong uptrend. But if you are in, let's say, a trading range, let's say you have a trading range that looks like this, and you have and it looks like this, and it hits the top. Now, are you confident this is going to reverse? You don't know exactly what's going to happen here. So this is a higher low. What you want to do is actually find this setup here, the lower low two-legged pullback, and you want to enter right here because you want to have a little more evidence that the market is going to reverse at the resistance. And so sometimes this might trap you, right? If it starts to break out, it might do this, trap you, come out like this, then do something like this, then make the lower low over here, you know. And so you want to find that lower low setup. Hopefully that answers your question, but trading ranges, lower low, higher low setups are preferred. What did Patrick G say? Your thoughts and prayers worked. I was long at the high during that down move and held on with negative 22 ticks in the red. 2 contracts. That is wild. I would not recommend that, but man, thoughts and prayers, seriously. You're wild, man. You are wild. Yeah, as you can see, we have no two-legged pullbacks set up yet, but higher lows and bounce off the key entry point right here, which is the bottom of this trend. I would like it this triggered and give me a reversal here, but we'll see if the market gives it to us. I'm still looking to go long. What tick chart do you use for MES? I never used the tick chart for the MES. I did an overlay. But, you know, if you're going to just straight up trade the MES without the overlay, ES overlay, then you're going to find a tick chart that makes you have a point on average. Like the bar size needs to be, you know, at least able to scalp out on average. You know, you can't have a tick chart that's too small. And so the volume is a lot less on the MES than the ES, and so a 2,000 tick chart on the MES actually is much slower. So you need to take like a you know, maybe a thousand tick. I'm not sure. I never traded, so I can't tell you what I did. But yeah, potential two-legged pullback, higher low setup. I'll be interested in this trade to go long. Thinking we're gonna hit our measure move up here. I think the market wants this measure move again. It's non-stop. But this is similar to yesterday. You know, for those who traded yesterday, this is what we got. We had like a strong push up, and then this for the rest of the day, pretty much. And then like the end of the day, we had the strong push up. We had a strong push up, and we're just trading sideways again for a long period of time. Okay, we have our two-legged pullback set up here with a higher low setup. Thinking touch the top of this trading range. Let's see if we get a good signal bar, decent signal bar here. Setting up my trade here. Thinking we're going to test the highs here again. An overlay is basically the chart is on top of your MES, and so it's just the candles. When you actually trade, you're trading on your MES account. Looking to go long here. I'm going to come with a retracement if I can, because this is currently the signal bar. Waiting. Just don't give me a doji. Why? Oh, okay. I'll take that. Pop up. Two-legged pullback. Oh, is it gonna run without me? Give me my retracement. I'm in. All right, I'm in this trade. Two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. A, B, C. And not only that, you have a failed second entry here. A, B, C, failed second entry. It makes less than a point and reverses. And so I heard someone call this the Pikachu pattern. So if you don't know, there's someone named like Sauls or something. He also does like some live trades or like chart reviews. And he calls this the Pikachu pattern. I don't know where he got that from, but I like it. So I'm going to just call these Pikachus from now on because it looks like a tail of a Pikachu. But fail second entry short and second entry long all in one spot right here. Thinking we're going to come to the top of the trading range. Thinking at least measure move. It wants it. So let's see if it gets it. Good signal bar as well. Get rid of these lines. Also break a trend right from this trend. We had a trend line here. It broke this trend, came to retest it, bouncing off of it. Higher low setup as well. Feel me? Come on, feel me. Okay, touched my target, as you can see. Touched it perfectly. You don't like it when it bounces off like that, though. That's kind of scary. Come on, fill me. Don't do this to me. Let's go, baby. There's a scalp. Patience pays. Gotta wait for your setup. The higher low setup. Break a trend. Come back down. Fail breakout down here. Came back to the. I could have moved my stock. I could have done this for a whole entire swing. If I had a runner, my runner will still be good. But let's go, baby. I gotta do another one, man. That's just too nice. And so for those who are like following, I know I'm doing one scalp. I know I'm doing one contract. But this contract, this could have been 5 contracts, what I used to do, right? And this is, I'm basically doing exactly what I've been doing my 500 a day journey, but I'm doing it with you guys. I'm doing it live with you guys. And so, yeah, it does take some time to get used to doing the live trades just because I'm trading in front of people. So it kind of affects my, psyche a little bit, but I'm getting more comfortable with you guys and, let's go, baby. Yep. Got the panda attendees. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I would have let this run if I had 2. I think I'm excited to get 2 contracts. So when that happens, I can have at least 1 runner. And so I'm excited when that happens. But guess what? You're still in this trade if you had a runner. So. And remember the measure moves up here. And so this is where you have your price target for your runner, in my opinion. Where are the explosions? The explosions were post. Thanks for becoming a member, SW Blaze. Thanks for becoming a panda. Let me go and answer some questions. I'm going to end this stream, so let me answer these questions real quick. I'm going to answer as many as I can, but definitely if you're a member, I'm going to try to answer your questions first. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for becoming a panda. Enjoy your 2-legged pullback badge. Enjoy your emoticons. Hey, if you're a member, throw up your favorite emoticon up there. Welcome the new members. If you're a member, welcome the new members here. Ryan Ruzic asked, I noticed that you tend to take it on the tip of the candle instead of a tick above. Reason? Well, to be honest, that small retracement can, actually be the one thing that gets you, the scalp or not. So the one tick retracement is just, I would do it every time if I could. The only benefit of having your stop order 1 tick above the signal bar is the fact that you can get in, pretty much no matter what. There are moments, the 95% of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, you can come in with at least a 1 tick retracement. And that's, once it breaks above the previous candle's high, then you put a 1 tick retracement down on the candle, the signal bar, and it hits the high. So that 1 tick could be your scalp or not. So it just kind of helps you with, more probability in a sense. Yeah, I explained earlier. Welcome, Stivet, to becoming a panda. Thanks for becoming a panda. Enjoy your 2-legged pullback. Enjoy your emoticons. Throw your favorite emoticons up if you're a member. Let me know. I'll probably get this question a lot, but why am I not trading my bigger account? I had to liquidate my account because of other investment opportunities. And so I took that as an opportunity to do a small account journey with you guys. And yep, that's that. And if you continue with the strategy, your small account will become a big account. Phil W, thank you for becoming a panda. Welcome to the Panda fam, the famda. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge and also your customized emoticons. All right, I believe I went through all my members' questions, so I'm gonna tag a few of the questions that you guys been asking. JJJ asks, when you traded on overlay, did you stop or limit orders due to varying price action on occasion? Yeah, very good question, and you know, I can tell that this person probably had actually done it because you can only know that if you actually try to do the overlay and trade the MES. So happy that you're actually taking this trading seriously, and so yeah, I started trading with limit orders because I wanted to see the price action first on the ES before I put my order in because of the ghost fills that you get with the overlays. I think it is a bolt of lightning. Patrick G, exactly. Pikachu's tail, if you didn't realize, is a bolt of lightning because he's a electric Pokemon. That's why the Pikachu tail and also bolt of lightning look the same. Kevin. Yeah, you are from the future, huh? Yep. So good job for those who were able to get that scalp. By the way, it's not about how many scalps you take. It's about the quality of scalps you take. Because really you only want maybe like 2 or 3 scalps in a day. And you increase your contract sizes. You don't necessarily increase the amount of scalps you take. And so it's all about finding the, prime setups. For those who are just tuning in, the setup that I took was this trade right here. Let me go over what happened here and then I'll end this stream. Yeah, no joy on runner. It looked kind of good, but it spiked down and took the runners out, and now it's reversing back up. The market is vicious. It's not going to let you have freebies. Jonathan G says the more contracts, the harder to get filled. That is true, but the market is so liquid. ES is so liquid that typically, unless you're trading 50 contracts, if you're trading 50 contracts, then you'll probably see some like slippage or partial fills. But I've never seen partial fills on 5 contracts, and so it's like, yeah. If you're trading like 5, 10, even 20 contracts, it's so liquid, it'll eat it up. You get filled. Alright guys, so I'm going to do this trade review and then I'm going to end this stream. Thanks for joining me. And again, if you enjoy this content, you can stick around for this. You already know what happened for those who are already been here. But I'm going to just kind of go over the price action and why I feel so confident entering right here. And man, patience really pays off. It took a long time to get this setup that I liked, but we finally got it. The beautiful thing is that we have setups that we actually like. We can differentiate good setups and bad setups. And that's the important thing here, yeah? My pandas. First off, realize what market cycle you're in. We are in trading range. If all you saw was this, you already realize you're in trading range. Actually, if you saw this, you don't know if you're in a trading range. You're wondering now at this point, are we at a double top reversal, major trend reversal? And that's kind of what we got, but it's basically a failed trend reversal. And it actually came all the way down to here and broke below the trading range. And so those who had a double top here, thought this was double top, they went short here. And the reason why it reversed like this is because those who went short here thinking this is a double top, they got trapped and they realized it quickly and they reversed their position. And so after I saw this failed breakdown, so this is all the things that happened. Let me clear this chart up for you guys because I think this is important. This is why I thought this was a good setup. Strong uptrend. I think everyone can agree with that. Strong uptrend here. We had, from this strong uptrend, now we have a trading range. Usually from the strong uptrends, typically what happens is once there's a breakdown, retest the highs, which is what it did here, right? The major trend reversal. And so for those who went short here, right, that was a decent trade, and I was considering this trade as well. But I didn't like how many dojis there were in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dojis in the last 6 bars. So many dojis, and I just didn't feel confident. I wasn't sure what was going to happen here. And so once it came down, it broke the trading range, and a failed breakdown. Typically, what happens is when there's a strong uptrend, and there's a trading range. When the trading range breaks on the opposite counter trend to the original trend, typically these are failed. They fail. And what happened here is once it failed, it resumed up and then reversed again, reconfirming this trading range. And so now the way we trade trading ranges is we look for a higher low setup. And so a higher low setup was right here, A, B, C. Not only was a higher low setup with the second entry, but it's also failed second entry short. A, B, C, and it fails to make a point, right? Fails second entry long or short and second entry long. And so you have both the bulls and bears coming out in one spot right there, making this shoot up and spike up like this. Plus there was room to the top of the trading range. And so you had all of these things finally working for you. Again, right here, you see a lower high setup with a dark red 2. Lower high setup, successful for a scalp. Man, I might have maybe have taken that trade, but I probably would have been scared that if this was going to break out, could do something like this as well. Anyways, but that's essentially what happened and why I felt so confident to enter into this trade. Scott Hubbard, thanks for becoming a panda. And if you want to become a member, just click that join button in the channel. If you look in below the actual screen, there should be a join button, and then you can support the channel that way. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining, and as always, happy trading and God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys can join the stream tomorrow as well. I'll be starting the stream up around 9, so hopefully we can enjoy this journey together. Small account journey, so. All right, guys. Have a good day. It's a trap right here. Yep. Like the video, subscribe if you want to support the channel. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys.